Welcome to another video of H&H Express model nscale trains. First of all, I would like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy 2022. This will be a sneak preview of what is happening with the build of Buddytown and also the lights inside the building. But I will come to that in a later section of this video. But first of all, you see here that the workers are busy. They already added some wires for electricity on several places. They put some lamp posts here so they can put them in, and they are busy with this building to get it all up and running. But since the holidays are coming, this will be not finished before the end of this year. So you see that the windmill is running as well. It is at its final position. I need to create the base for that, and then we will finish it up in the new year. So in a previous video I showed you how I put lights into buildings and how I put compartments into buildings so that the lights can shine each individual on each floor. Well, let me turn the camera around and I will show you how many buildings I already done and the test program which I created so that we can see the lights in each building and also do some testing. And then you will see what I mean with the word lively into the city, because each building has its own separate pattern of lights. So let me turn the camera around and I will show you what I have. So here are the buildings which are prepared. Each building has its own controller, and that controller is then connected over a I2C bus to a Arduino. In this case I'm using an Arduino Nano because that's more than enough to control these buildings. So as mentioned in the video, link is up here at the top. To be able to use these buildings you need to make compartments, and that is what I did. And in each compartment I put a LED in, made some sections. Some buildings are not lit, or some sections are not lit and the others are. And then the building has its own controller. This is a controller which you can control over the I2C bus. It has 16 pins, and for this building I'm not using all 16 pins. But these are all located here. The reason why I'm using the I2C bus is you only need to have 4 wires. A ground, 5 volts, a clock line and a data line. And that's it. And then I can control it via the Arduino. So 2 of these buildings, which are the same buildings, they only have 3 LEDs in it. And I use a separate controller which will be built underneath the table. That's to make it easier. Otherwise I would only use 3 pins out of the 16 pins which are available from this controller. The other buildings, they all have their own controller in it, and I can control them as mentioned by the Arduino. So let's go to a different viewing angle from the front so you can see the lights, and I will dim the lights here as well. I will go back to the computer and start the program, and then I will show you what I have on the screen, and I will show you the status of the LEDs. So will be right back. So here is the overview of the output of the application and also the buildings. So the buildings, the same as in the video as in the output of the application, are numbered from left to right: 4, 5, 7, 8, 9 and 11. And you can see that there are several numbers. With building number 4, there we have the numbers 41 to 51. We have building number 5, 55 to 57, etc. These numbers correspond with each floor on the building itself and also each section or apartment.
So I can test the individual lights. So if I go, for example, to building number 9 and I would check the second floor on the left, which would be 98, then you see that the lights are on that building. So the second from the right. The light goes on for 2.5 seconds and then off again. And then we can enter the next test. So for example, if we're gonna check on the middle on the first floor of building number 11, which is on the right side, I would type in 112 and then hit enter. And then you see, since this is a 2-story store, both floors will be lit at the same time. So I did some extra testing so I can put on the lights on each individual building. So for example, if I type in 59, then the LEDs or the lights on that building go all on. So we have the ground floor, the first and the second floor, and then the top floor. So if I do it the same but then only the top floor, then you see that that LED is lit. So I can light up all the buildings at the same time, so that would be 999. So now all buildings, the lights are on. Some buildings it's a little bit hard to see, but others it's okay. And some lights are in the back of the building, so we won't be able to see it from here. And I can do a light test with 1000, which will show me each individual number. So the lights will go on, and then each building will be separately tested, and then when it's continued, all the lights will be off again. And with this test, the lights will be on for 1/4 of a second, and then 1/4 of a second later, the next test will be run. So here we go. And you see that the first building, building number 4, the lights are tested. Now it's going to the second building, third building, and then the hotel. Some lights, as I mentioned, they are hardly seen, but others are, and then it's almost there. So we now have completed the test. All LEDs, or actually all lights, were lit correctly. So with this, I can program the Arduino into a day and night scenario in which the city gets more detailed. So for example, until 8 o'clock in the evening, the stores are lit. So that would be the ground floor on some of the buildings, and then people come home, they put the lights on, and then in the evening when they go to bed, they put the lights out. And that could be in various apartments. And in the hotel, for example, it could be many times on and off during an evening, depending on if the people go something to eat in a restaurant. So this is what I have so far for these buildings. More buildings will be added, and then in the next year we will position them in Buddytown so that you can see it when it's fully completed. So I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of these videos, please consider to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to get notified for further videos. And I will see you in a next video. Thank you and goodbye.